Welcome to My Thoughts On, where I talk about things I have thoughts on. My name's Amanda Armanimo, and today we're going to be talking about something I really haven't seen anybody talk about yet. Why can James Charles continue to go on being uncanceled when Colleen Ballinger can't? Why is her career ruined, but his isn't? Let's get started.
I want to be held accountable for what I did do. I'm desperate.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face.
Could you get into character?
You
want
me to become Miranda? Took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you.
I'm sending these to fans unsolicited.
And my uncle keeps making me wean. All aboard the toxic.
Honestly, do not know how to transition from this conversation into a vlog, but let's try.
So to intro this, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I am not comparing claims, and my camera might actually be slanted like this right now. So watch me like this. Honestly, I put them on the same bar. I really do. But what I've noticed is that James can continue to grow his career while Colleen's videos are sitting at like 30,000 views a day. And James is uploading videos at $1 mil a day. Not $1 mil a day. $1 mil a week, $2 mil a week, $3 mil a week. And sometimes on TikTok, multitudes of mils a week, you know? So why is one still having a flourishing career and the others is friggin', it's done? I don't have the answer, but I do have opinions. And I don't have a script, but I do have an outline. I'm just a chronically online girly who has nobody to talk to about this stuff. And I tried to talk to my mom about it, but she didn't know who Colleen Ballinger was. So, Mom, keep watching because I'm about to tell yez. Now, let's begin with part 1. Part 1, who's who in the friggin' zoo? Let's start with James Charles, since his career is still kind of like this. So James Charles Dickinson, currently 26 years old. He's an American makeup YouTuber. However, you may know him as Jay's Coding, which is his first YouTube channel that he used to have, with classics such as Pumped Up Kicks,
You better run, outrun my gun.
and Before He Cheats.
Right now,
There's only about 10 videos posted on this channel. He was like 11 years old, and it's kind of some of this like little skits are reminiscent of that time period, heavily influenced by Joey Graceffa and what I can see Miranda sings.
Don't get run over. That would be...
In 2015, he started his current channel, James Charles. But that wasn't how he got famous. He actually got famous. You might know this because this is how I found him. From a tweet that went viral. I'm talking viral. And viral isn't like how it is today where it's like every once in a while, like everybody goes viral now. No. There were like slim pickings of when everybody went viral. And when you went on viral, you went on Ellen. So viral for his senior photo pic because he had said that his first photo was bad, so he went in again, brought a ring light, and just highlighted his face. It was unlike anything we really had seen. I mean, I saw it and I was like, what the frick? What's this meme? And it caught the eyes of CoverGirl. The CoverGirl.
Lightweight makeup.
Cut.
Girls don't say that.
America's Next Top Model, CoverGirl. Do we remember? CoverGirl. Like that was the time, like Road Beauty, like bigger than that, bigger than Rare Beauty. Like CoverGirl was insane how popular it was at the time. And he became the first male ambassador. Having a man wear makeup at that time was also, it was groundbreaking. He was breaking through business. So he kicked through the door and from there ran with his career. His career boomed from there. By 2019, he had a collaboration with Morphe Code James, 10% off. A clothing line, Sister Apparels. Been on countless magazines. Teen Vogue even said he was the most influential YouTube makeup artist of the time. Very, very, very engaging. Fun to watch. And honestly had some videos that we hadn't seen before. And let me preface it this way. Do I look like I wear makeup? Do I look like I watch makeup tutorials? No. The answer is no. I was watching him. He was up there that every time he put a video, it was unlike any video I really had ever seen. He was groundbreaking. He really was. And I'm building him up here because he absolutely destroyed his career of who he could be. I'm sorry, but you did, James. You really did. I say that as he's like a multimillionaire and I'm sitting here with freaking pennies, but still, you get it. You get it. He had videos like zoo animals picking my makeup, a full face of makeup using art supplies, and celebrities. I have still to this day, and he's the reason they probably don't collaborate as much as they had. Still to this day, I have never seen as strong of collaboration with celebrities as this man. I mean, David Dobrik before the fall was up there with celebrities because he had like Kylie Jenner, he had Justin Bieber, David did. But James was up there too. James also had Kylie Jenner. And I'm sure if James could get his hand on Justin Bieber, he would have. James had Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner. Why can I suddenly not say her name? Iggy Azalea. And to preface how the world saw him, like, just to preface how pure or how much we all loved him, he had Jenna Marbles also on his channel. Along the way, James had his fair share of scandals. Very many in comparison to like what was to come later. Like enough for us to be like, we were worried about that. We were worried about that tweet. At least he wasn't grooming children. Allegedly. I don't need to get sued. His scandals will be in part 2. Overall, I want you to see that's how we saw James. Because for those of you who are, I don't want to say new to the internet, but those of you who are not 30 years old to like 25 years old maybe, I feel like you see him how he is now, but you didn't see him how he was then. Maybe you did because he was so big I even bought the James Charles palette for my sister. And so she knew who he was and she's 17 now. So maybe you did understand, but I'm just saying he was up there with one of the greats, which is so sad to say. Well, like second tier great. You had like the Jenna Marbles greats. That was like up there. But he was up here, tier 2, with being... He revolutionized the makeup business on YouTube. He truly did. The challenges, everything, that was kind of him. Whatever. I'm giving him too much grace. I'm up here so that you can watch him fall and crash and burn. Okay. I believe that Colleen and James, though their sub counts vary, Colleen's total subscribers are about 20 mil because she has multiple channels. And whereas James, 25 million, but he's only currently has one channel. Like I'm just talking about YouTube. Overall, they both are around 5 billion views total.
Yes, a living legend of YouTube.
Let's talk about Colleen Ballinger. Colleen May Ballinger, currently 38, is a comedian, actress, singer, magician, singer. Best known for...
It's me, Miranda. Today I'm so excited for my video because I'm reacting to TikToks, not to be confused with TikToks.
Colleen began posting in 2008, starting with her Miranda Sings character. This character was loosely based on some of the girls that she met in her college years who used to post videos about themselves singing on the internet. And Colleen did some type of music degree. I didn't really look it up. I just remember from being a past fan that was her degree. So in these videos, she used to mock them. Her gimmick was that she was someone who wanted to be famous so bad, but really had no talent.
Skin is for a little respect when you get home. Hey, baby.
She was not a good singer, she was not a good magician, and she was not a good actress. Like, that was her gimmick. Purely made to make fun of the people in her college. I think I missed that age group, to be honest. Did I watch Miranda Sings? No, I didn't. I was never interested in Miranda Sings. I did not care about Miranda Sings. You could not catch me dead at a that's not true. I did think about buying Miranda Sings Miranda Sings live show tickets, but that's only because I was very, and I'll talk about this I think maybe a little bit more later, very, very, very big Colleen Ballinger fan. The Miranda Sings character always made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, so I didn't really watch it. It also wasn't my age group. It kind of started off as my age group and like the Broadway scene, the age group scene, but then it kind of drifted into this younger age group. People who are probably around 21, 22 now may have really enjoyed Miranda Sings, where I was a Colleen Ballinger fan. I really liked Colleen as the person. I didn't watch Miranda Sings. I watched Colleen. And once again, we will talk about her scandals in part 2. Right now, we are going to talk about the rise of Colleen. She was so big, famously, this character, Miranda, that she was able to be a one woman, and I'm going to give her props because, I mean, she did do it. She did the dang thing. Those who get it. That's funny. That was really funny. From 2008 until her scandal, the big one, in 2023, she was a one woman pretty much show. A couple family members here and there, but she traveled all over the world, not only all over the country, but she traveled all over the world. And I will give her props because I've never seen a YouTuber be able to do that. Emma Chamberlain could do like some type of world tour, but like if you got a Gabby Hanna out there, she couldn't do that. You have a Nikki DeMar out there. I'm sorry, you can't do that yet. I hope you can someday with your music, but you can't right now. I can't. I show up outside. I live in Japan. I show up outside. You think I'm going to get freaking flocked? Do you think someone's going to beg me to go on stage and perform stand-up? No, because I'm not funny. No, I'm really funny. No. I guess it's best comparable to, I'm going to say it like Curtis Connor. Curtis Connor is currently on a world tour. So if you want to check him out, go check him out. I mean, he's one of the only ones who is actually out there doing it. But Miranda did it over 10 years. Like, it truly is unbelievable. And the people she was able to have on her, like, in the Broadway scene, like Lin-Manuel Miranda in her videos, like, it was insane. I don't know how, because I hate Miranda. She's not funny. She's wildly, I will talk about it later, but she is, spoiler alert, wildly inappropriate for her age range. It is very uncomfortable, and I don't find her jokes funny whatsoever. I don't. She was on television shows. She was on Jimmy Fallon. She was in Comedians with Cars with, I would say, a comedian legend, Jerry Seinfeld. I've never really seen his work except the B Movie. She was on Nickelodeon, as are some other, YouTubers, but still, that's how she was portrayed to children. And lastly, something that, except the Hype House, that's still a little different because that's documentary, like that's a documentary. Something that no one else has been able to do is she had her own Netflix series. 2 seasons. She had a Napoleon Dynamite style, that's what she was going for, Netflix series for 2 seasons. And I watched every single one. I did. Not only once did I watch it, but I watched it twice when they did the run through where she was watching it and then pausing and talking about it. I also watched that with her. When season 3 didn't come out, was I sad? Yes, I was. That was how I was. in the community because I supported her. So while this is all happening, Miranda's success, Colleen also has her own channel. At the time, it was called the Psycho Soprano channel. This one came out, I don't know, around 2009, I believe. And in it, she did on her Psycho Soprano channel, she did videos of the time. If it was challenges, she did challenges. If it was story time, she did story times. It was a chit chat question and answers, Colleen Corners. She did that as well. And after the success of that, she had her vlog channel. This was mine. This was my lane. This is the lane I was in. When I tell you she did daily vlogs from 2020 until 2023, June 2023, daily vlogs, I watched every single one. I know this woman. I knew this woman, or I thought I knew this woman. Was I hurt when all of this stuff happened? No, because I wasn't emotionally tied to her. But if I was on my way to work and she posted a video, would I listen to her vlog? Yes. If I was at a cafe by myself, because I quite frequently love just a date by myself, would I watch one of her videos while I drink a coffee? Oh my gosh, yes. That sounds like a blast. Would I eat my breakfast and watch her videos? Would I do my hair and watch her videos? Would I do my makeup and watch her videos? Yes, I did. Would I occasionally, when she would go on adventures, look forward to the video coming out to see, oh, how was their day at the animal farm Airbnb? Oh, I hope it was good. I'd love to see, what are the kids doing? What's up with the kids? Because she was my age. We are about 8 years apart. So in my mind, she's my friend. I see her as like a friend. And I think that's why I really liked her vlog channels. Who's ready for some cancellations, baby? Part 2. So what happened? The fall of James Charles and Colleen Ballinger. I'm going to do my best to cover the scandals. There are kind of like a lot of them for both people, but there are people that you can watch who have done deliberate, like deep dives into these people and brought up new information. And I really want to give them their props. 2 that I can think of off the top of my head for James Charles is Maria Eliana. She is a very small, I say, as she has like 5 times as many subscribers plus than I do. But in the grand scheme of things, she's got about 50K. Please check her out. She just did a crazy video of the scandals of James Charles. She dove in. It was very entertaining. I really enjoyed her. And she's a recent sub of mine that I just hit subscribed. Another one that a lot of people probably know is Nikki Carrion. She also did like an unhinged deep dive of James Charles. And I'm actually currently, funnily enough, watching the one she just posted about Shane Dawson. So she also does a lot of really good deep dives. So if you want something on James Charles, go check those 2 girlies out. If you want something on Colleen Ballinger, I mean, you got Adam McIntyre and Swoop. They're pretty good. Adam is as good because he's like the one it happened to. Swoop had a pretty good 4-part documentary. The Scandals. When you think of James Charles and scandals, you most likely think of the legendary Dramageddon. Number 2, which at the time was unlike anything we had ever seen before. And I will hold back my excitement for that one. And from there, we start thinking about like alleged grooming, etc. But where it really started in his career was in 2017, the Ebola tweet. When James Charles was on a flight to Africa, as he took off in the air, he tweeted, "I hope I don't get Ebola in Africa." This raised a huge alarm in everybody's head. I don't like that. That was kind of racist. And when he landed, it was his first scandal. CoverGirl had to put out a statement that they do not agree with his comments. And I'm just saying, didn't see a deal after that from him. So I don't know if he got cut, but he said, "I'm sorry." And, We moved on from that. Then comes the it tweeting. So this man really has a Twitter problem. Like, get off of Twitter. In this, he was in the movie theater watching it, and he pretty much was like, this movie looks like it sucks. It's not scary. Wah, wah, wah. I'm tweeting this during the movie, and I'm going to keep tweeting. The actor Finn Wolfhard, who is in the movie, but best known as a character in Stranger Things, he wrote his own post, and he's like, why are you even tweeting in a movie theater? Like, who does that? Caused a big scandal. Big enough that a month later, when James Charles posted his little petty video of doing an It Pennywise makeup tutorial, I was shook. I was literally like, oh, he did that. I was like, oh my God, that's so inappropriate. Like, and this is what we thought of scandals at the time. That's what I'm telling you. Like, the world now, it's so crazy what is a scandal now. And at the time, it was like, oh, how did he do that? Oh my God. It didn't really go over well, but it really didn't go over bad. And then it was kind of blown away from there. 2019 was the Met Gala scandal, which it was not even a scandal, but it was one of the first times that influencers were finally invited to the Met Gala. It was everywhere. The fact that James Charles was there, everyone was like, what the frick? The It makeup guy? Like, that's crazy. So it was like a little kind of like a, not a scandal, but more of like a, huh? But Coachella. Booty Coachella. A lot of these 2019 things are kind of happening at the same time. Like Met Gala, we got the booty Coachella. When James Charles showed up Coachella, just absolutely cheeked up. I don't want to see that. Put them away. Put them away for your child audience. Put those puppies away. So that was kind of like a boop. And the last of like that kind of before we hit the big one was his, I think it was like $500 tour where people were going to be able to meet him, talk to him, all for him just to be like, wah, 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 yeah, or whatever he's saying. So in the midst of like that tour starting to happen and it had gotten started and everyone was like, why are his tickets so expensive? Bye Sisters drop. And when I say Bye Sisters drop, you had to be there. Because even though he had these kind of like hiccups, he was still up here. He was still at the height. I believe he was like at 15 million subscribers. I was still watching him. I was still interested. He still felt like someone I trusted. And then Tati comes in. Now, she doesn't have the best rap now. And I know I'm building everyone up here because this is all the before. Like, I don't think people understand how much weight her words had. And even though she had, I think, 5 million subs at the time, everybody knew who she was. I wasn't subscribed to her, but I knew who she was. I guess it would be like if Emma had come out and said something. Because or Sophia Nygaard, these are all people that really don't have too many hiccups in their career. Tati comes out with Bye Sister. I'm sitting in a yogurt, like a Sweet Frog parking lot when this video came out. I have ice cream in my hand and she starts accusing James Charles, who we view up here, grooming straight men into being gay. She starts accusing him being a very, I don't want to say inappropriate, but not being who he is, who we see behind the scenes, that he'll go behind her back, that she can't trust him. And you went with my number one competitor, Halo Beauty. Halo Beauty, isn't that her? No, hers was Tati. The gummy vitamins. What was the gummy vitamins? Halo Beauty. Went with her number one competitor, promoted her number one competitor, and they were best friends, all because he wanted a free pass to Coachella weekend 2. Not Buttchella, the next one, weekend 2. It blew up. It blew up so much that when the 5-year anniversary came of this whole drama, just I think last year, I rewatched the entire series again. It blew it. It is a part now of internet history because what was to happen next. The first video that James comes out with is a very kind of solemn video. A lot of breathing, a lot of clearly turned on the camera and just began speaking.
Hello everyone, James Charles here.
He did not deny anything. Not even
talking explicitly about sex and things that he would like to do. And I was just like, no big deal. Like sucking dick and cock. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, time and place.
did at my birthday dinner. Like, didn't deny anything. If anything, it sounded like she was right. It sounded like everything she was saying was correct. He dug himself into that hole, jumped in it, and lost about 5 million subscribers. This video was the reason we no longer have a live stream ticking of people's subscribers. We used to, if you hit refresh, you used to be able to watch people's subscribers grow. We don't have that anymore because people were having watch parties and unsubscribing and watching as when they hit unsubscribe, it was unsubscribing. And then it was silence. Jeffree Star came out. He was, Jeffree would jump on any drama that he can. Jeffree would have probably jumped on the Colleen Ballinger drama if he could have. Like, he thrives off of that. And at the time, he and Shane Dawson were best friends.
Art for you. Hi. Touch me.
Hello, Charity Worth. Good morning.
Wait. So when we saw James's best friend, Jeffree Star, even though we don't really like him, but we know that they like each other, if he's saying this is why we can't hang out with you anymore, this is why you're not allowed at our house anymore, because you groom people and sexually assault them, pretty much is what he was alluding to. And he's like, I've got tapes. This is what Jeffree Star was saying. I've got tapes. I've got this. And they're about to come out and your career's about to be ruined. I'm paraphrasing, and then the video dropped. No more lies. Oh, when I tell you you had to be there, this is still James's after everything he has done. This is his #1 video still. Funny, because Colleen's #1 video is also, he ate and left no crumbs. He ate and receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt on, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, I didn't do this, you're wrong, you did this, ba 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 ba. And he saved his career. Honestly, foreshadow, I think he saved his career for the rest of his life. Because of this one video, nobody has ever made an apology video that came back. It wasn't even an apology, it was an expose video. To have came back and rebutted everything from that Bye Sister video to anything to ever come out about him ever again. I truly think this is the reason he cannot be canceled. All the lies that were starting to come out about him, that people were coming out left and right, that people were starting to come out and say all this false stuff about him, and he came back with a rebuttal. He said, Tati, we trusted you, and you just lied to the entire internet. Gone. And I truly think that is why he cannot be canceled now, is because of that one video, because that video stays in our head today. I don't like him, I don't watch him, but that is my opinion. That is my chronically online opinion. Saved his career. He was back at his peak again. I have to look at the list of people that he began collaborating with, because you're not going to believe how many there are. After that video came out, he collaborated with Kylie Jenner, The Vlog Squad, who was still at their height, Abby Lee Miller, Cimarelli Kesha, Charlie D'Amelio when she was at 100 million subscribers, Addison Rae. He had an entire YouTube originals show that each episode had about 20 million views on it. On that show, he had drag queens and Paris Hilton. He posted videos of DMing celebrities, where he went on a video call with Selena Gomez, and she was in his video. Selena was in his video. He had Gigi Hadid. He had Kourtney Kardashian in that DMing video. And also on his channel, Emma Chamberlain came back again, Doja Cat, and Lil Nas X. That was the first time I had ever heard of him, was from James Charles' video. And I was watching him again. Even I was watching him again. Because I was curious. I was like, what the freak just happened, man? His career. Rise, fall, rise again. A mini scandal that was to happen in 2020, he had the mugshot TikTok trend, where he posted a video of him looking all beat up, and a lot of people were doing this. The trend itself got a lot of backlash, so it was a little just odd for him to have been a part of it as well. But a lot of people said that he was making fun of domestic violence, and he was like, how am I making fun of domestic violence? This is just a mugshot. No one said that it was a domestic affair. Rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It's not a trend I would have done. I'm just saying, why don't you just keep doing makeup looks, not abuse looks? This is where our water gets really, really, really murky. You know that pond water, or that, we'll say ocean water, that is so murky, you were like, I'm really just not gonna go swimming in it anymore. This was where I'm really not gonna watch James Charles anymore. I'm not. Because of what happened in 2021. In 2021, an 18-year-old boy came out and said when he was 16, James Charles was sexting him. He was sexting him and asking him to participate. I will preface all of this, that what I'm about to say, I don't think there's any police records. I don't think anyone has pressed charges. From my understanding, James hasn't been arrested. I can only show so much proof, but what I will say is the water's murky. I don't want to get in it. In April, so a month after these two boys ended up coming out, James posted, and he really has to work on his first posts, posted a video called Holding Myself Accountable. Not a good look for you, James, already.
Two different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people.
Most notably of all, he said that he was desperate.
I'm desperate.
And I have nothing to retort about that. He said he was really, really sorry, and the video got about 8 million views. Immediately, Morphe released their contract with him. I know they're in some type of thing now where apparently Morphe owes him about $2 million. I'm not sure what that's about. But immediately, Morphe releases him. He deletes the video. People begin cutting ties with James. It was suddenly like everyone was like, wait, wasn't this what Jeffree Star was saying? Wasn't this what he had been saying 2 years ago when the No More Lies came out? But that was supposed to be true. So what is happening right now? And in the time from his deleted this video, the Holding Myself Accountable, until his next video, an open conversation, 15 people came out. I don't know how somebody gets themselves into a situation in which 15 people come out and saying that he was requesting sexual content from them. I do want to say this. If you're underage and if somebody is pressuring you to sex them, that is child pornography. You can go to the police. What do you think Chris Hansen does? Okay. I do want to say that to anybody out there. Also, extortion, sexual extortion is a crime. So nobody can be like, I'm going to send this nude to your whole family if you don't do this. That's sexual extortion. That is also a crime. So I just want to put that out there for anyone in that type of situation, because it makes me so mad that young people get into these situations because they're scared. There's no reason to be scared. Don't be scared of someone pressuring you. They need to be scared of you because you are going to the authorities. Okay? That's it. I'm just going to say that. Anyway, back to James. James comes out with his next video, an open and honest conversation, in which he says,
"You all know what happened in 2019. I'm definitely not going to get into that, but when that all happened, I was accused of something that I did not do, and I was able to prove it all wrong. There were a few different influencers from TikTok that slid into my DMs, or I slid into their DMs and had a 5-minute conversation with them until asking their age or sexuality and then completely stopped responding. There were guys that I matched with on Tinder last year and they had their ages set to 18 or 19, so I talked to them and flirted with them for a while because that's the whole point of an adult dating app until I realized that they were lying, so I blocked them and nothing further happened. One of my own friends is on that list simply because we filmed a TikTok together when he was 18 and the drama channel that was posting this just decided that I groomed him. There's a guy from my high school on that list because he made a video about me, and as annoying as it was, at least in his video, he fully said that it was completely consensual, that we were both grown adults, and that he was only posting it for clout. Countless videos posted that were completely fake. I'm not talking about somebody unsent a message or somebody took something out of context. I'm talking about conversations that fully never happened, that were edited from beginning to end. The stories and accusations are gonna follow me for the rest of my life and the rest of my career, and that sucks so much it's not even funny, and it's so horrifying and embarrassing, but at the end of the day, it's my own fault and my own responsibility to take accountability for what I did. I want to be held accountable for what I did do, and all I can hope is that whether it be weeks, months, years down the line, I'm able to showcase my growth and the person that I really
everything is false. Everything is fake. These 15 people that came out, they were all false claims based off of wanting clout, and his lawyers will be doing something about it. Which, I don't know if anything ever came out about that. I didn't look it up, and I don't know, but I would have heard it on a drama channel if it had. He revisits that he had been using TikTok and Instagram as a dating site, and he didn't think at the time that he was weaponizing his fame and power to coerce people into doing what he wanted. He can now see that is something that can happen, and he'll move forward, make the changes, ask for ID. Whatever. I've never had that problem. People believe him. People believe him. He's not up here again after No More Lies. He's more like right here. Murky water. Those who want to swim in it, swim in it. Those who don't, stay on the shore. He at this point is starting to get about 3 million views per video. Good, but not where he was. There is definitely a taint in taint. His career is tainted. From what I understand, he really doesn't do any more collaborations with celebrities. They're A-list celebrities, maybe some TikTokers. They're cut off from him. During this time, he was also sued for wrongful termination of an employee. I really don't know what happened with that, but that is something of note. In 2023, July, 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years after this an open and honest conversation, murky water still, it has not cleared up. The water is still murky. He comes out interview in Cosmopolitan where he wants to be uncanceled. The whole view of this interview is we don't know why he's canceled. We just know that the water's murky. That's the whole view. We don't know why people don't like him, but we know these people don't like him. That was not taken very well because we know why people don't like him. We know why you're canceled. And I know you want to be uncanceled, but buddy, sorry, it is what it is. Do the time, do the time. Lastly, his last one that really, I think, made people start to think again, why is this guy even still famous? Was this year in May 2025 with the Evan Johnson allegations. I guess you can't really call them allegations because he is in jail or prison. And Kayla Malik. So Kayla Malik was horrifically domestically abused. She was. It was so bad I couldn't watch her video. So the fact that Kayla Malik's story, when it came out, turned to James Charles, I absolutely hate that because she was choked to death. Almost to death. She was horrifically abused, broken jaws, horrifically abused. And the fact that this got turned into James Charles is absolutely disgusting. In saying that, Kayla Malik, this woman, and James Charles were friendly. I don't want to say they're friends. They were very friendly. They were work acquaintances. They had each other's messaging, text message, phone number, DMs, etc. James found her boyfriend, her abusive boyfriend very attractive and would occasionally make little snide, little comments, little like, oh, he's so hot, whatever. Would Snapchat this boyfriend, Evan Johnson, while Evan and Kayla were in Hawaii. James and Kayla had a relationship, and James wanted Evan also. So they had some type of friendly, if not flirtatious relationship. James messaged her for a collab. She's with her boyfriend and her for Valentine's Day. And Kayla said, oh, sorry, we're broken up. He was very abusive to me. James rebutted, well, can I have him now? Now, was it a poor joke? Yes. Was he joking? Apparently not. I've thought about this a lot because she does say he was abusive towards me. Okay, stay with me and then I'll talk about me for a second. Sometimes people use words that they don't actually mean. So abusive as in like mentally, I didn't really like it. I didn't like what I had to do. Abusive, we broke up. But not meaning he broke my jaw and choked me on my bed, when that was clearly what she meant. So I can't really use that against James. However, I will tell you this. If my friend, when I asked that and then she said because she was abusive towards me, my first question would be, what do you mean? Or are you okay? Or what are you talking about? And James didn't even allow that conversation to take place. Would I have retorted, great, can I have them now? No, that is wildly an inappropriate thing. So I definitely understand that. So it kind of puts you in what kind of person he is. Even as a joke, I truly sat down and I thought about it. Would I text my friend, oh, cool, can I have them now? No, in no world. Even if they were my light acquaintance, would I? So I just wanted to say that, but like continuing on with the story, James continued to invite Evan over to his house. And during that time, he said that he felt bad for Evan because Evan was saying that Kayla was very abusive towards him. And James felt like it was something he had gone through in the past with like No More Lies, or maybe old relationships he had gone through where people were just trying to use him, which Evan is a nobody, and Kayla is very famous. I got you. Is famous, so who's using who? James just wanted to sleep with him. That's it. And we don't know what happened. James says nothing happened. Other people say stuff happened. People used Kayla's story as a jumping off point, all for the stuff to come out that when Evan was eventually put away behind bars, James to say, well, I saw it while it was happening. Like, when he was over at my house, I noticed he was abusive, and I kicked him out of that house right away. That didn't really go over well. And he's back in that murky water again. That's up to date because that happened in May. We're now in July. So that's kind of like a rough wrap-up of James Charles's scandals. Let's talk about Colleen now. Colleen's scandals list is a lot shorter because a lot of this stuff really didn't start coming out until 2023. Funnily enough, her first scandal from like my point of view as a watcher, her first scandal from like 2008 until about 2016 was about her ex-husband, Joshua David Evans. Before this, even though she was kind of doing stuff that will come out in 2023/2020, nothing was shown to us yet. Everything was kind of pushed under the rug. She was still up here. And in 2016, her divorce with Joshua David Evans, that I watched their video of at a grocery outlet parking lot eating double stuffed Oreos, crying. In college. I was in college. I was a college senior, crying over this video that they got a divorce. Was that she had been cheating on him, allegedly, with somebody. We didn't know who yet. I believe in Joshua's video, he kind of hinted that he didn't want this divorce.
I'm not choosing this divorce. I don't want this divorce.
I want her. I can't make her decisions for her. I can only decide stuff on my own, and my decision is to not end anything.
And it was just something that needed to happen, which I think was the best, honestly, for the both of them, that they did get a divorce. Rumors spread like wildfire that she was cheating on him, but then someone scorched the fire out. Later, or like a year and a half later, it came out that her and Eric Stockland were dating. He was kind of seen in the behind scenes of some of her videos, like when they went to Hawaii, or when they did this, or when they did that. He was also kind of there, and everyone was like, why is he there? And why is she in his room? And why is she taking a shower in his room?
And my room became ready first. Eric came up and took a shower and washed off his beachy sandiness. And then I went in to take a shower, and his suit was dangling behind me. But no, Eric and I did not shower together yesterday. I wish we did. What? Just kidding. That would have been nice. Just kidding. What? I didn't say that. Am I kidding? I'm kidding.
Kind of pieces were getting put together that they were dating. And when it was announced they were dating, those cheating rumors kind of came back up, because people were like, wait, but you were filming the Miranda Sings show with your co-star, Eric Stockland, who was the love interest in that show. At the same time, you were married and then got divorced with Josh. It's kind of odd. Red flag. Also, this timeline didn't help. We really didn't get any confirmation on anything else. They eventually got married. They had 3 beautiful, funny, cute little children until 2023, when Swoop did her documentary. Why do I want to say documentary? Documentary on Joshua David Evans. And he heavily hinted that she had in fact cheated on him with Eric.
The red flags were popping off in my head. Like, why would you have everyone leave when you knew I was showing up? Unless you didn't want me to be around it. But the final words I said to her face, the last thing I ever said to her to her face, as I was leaving, I turned to her and I said, when you're effing Eric in our bed, I want you to think of me. And I said it right to her face, eyes locked. And her response was, it's not like that. He has a girlfriend. What was exposed very soon after was that they had started a relationship.
Heavy hint. So now I kind of just wrapped that whole little cheating scandal up. Let's take it back to 2020. 2020 was really the first time I saw a hiccup in her career. This video seemed to come out of nowhere almost. A tweet had came out that Miranda Sings was coming out as, and then ... the next day, Meghan Trainor fan, which, poor taste, but it was very Miranda to do something like that. That was her Twitter language, how she spoke. This is what I mean by inappropriate. This hit her hard. And then this boy posted a video, Adam McIntyre. Adam posted this video that really wasn't meant for the rest of the internet. It was kind of meant for Colleen's weenies, which we'll talk about, I think, in the upcoming paragraphs. And that was that for the past 3 years, ever since he was about 14, he's 17 at the time, he had been providing free content for Miranda Sings. Ideas, thumbnails, just kind of things for her to do. And they were very successful. And she was making like millions of dollars off of these ideas, and he wasn't getting anything. And he didn't want really anything, because the internet person he loved the most in the world was showing him attention, telling him he was doing a good idea, telling him he was doing a good job. And from there, that's where he was getting some of his satisfaction. However, he was the Meghan Trainor post. She finally said, okay, I'll let you be my free intern. Let's make this kind of, real. And if you do a good job, I'll start paying you. And Adam's like, well, we've got 3 years of good, repertoire. This should be easy. And I should now get to work for her. The Meghan Trainor tweet comes out. It's not even 24 hours later. And he gets kicked out, or he kicks himself out, I guess, of her Twitter, because she's freaking out that the whole world is hating her because of this tweet. She's starting to blame the stuff on him, that it was his fault this is kind of happening. And he's telling the fans now in this video, just saying, she said I could post it. Just saying, I thought it was funny. And I still, this is his words, kind of think it was funny. It's his community, so he can say what he wants. He also said a couple other stuff in this video, one of which was that when he was 14, she sent him her lingerie.
The way this goes. This is what I was sent, okay.
Her underwear. Believe it or not, I was watching that live stream.
I think you're just in lingerie.
This is typical wear for Corey.
Corey DeSoto. I wonder why I'm single when I wear such seductive clothing. Seductive clothing. Seductive clothing.
Was a really ugly pair of underwear.
Did I think it was weird when she pulled out
seductive clothing
and said, oh, let's send it to a fan? And then they said, oh, this little boy, like this guy wants it as a joke. Let's send it to him. It'll be funny. And then she said, you know what? It will be funny. Did I think they sent it? Did my 21-year-old brain think that a 30-year-old woman would send a 14-year-old boy lingerie? No, I didn't think they actually sent it. Sure, she sent other stuff too, like tissue paper to people or just little something. And would I have wanted something? Yeah, I probably at the time would have wanted some tissue paper. I thought that would have been funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. But you know what's not funny? Lingerie is not funny. Maybe if the guy was 23, then it's kind of like OF-y. Then it's kind of like sexual, you know? And that's the problem, is that the content she was sending to a 14-year-old boy had sexual connotations in it. The connotation was, it was lingerie that you are supposed to wear when you are having sex, and you are sending it to a 14-year-old child. If a man was doing that to a woman, I'm just going to say it, he would never, ever, ever, ever have a career ever again. And when this came out, it blew up. It blew up so much that Colleen had to make a video about it. And in this video, stuff started coming out about some of her past videos were kind of offensive. They're stereotyping Latinas. They were making fun of overweight people, and they were offensive. And so in this video, she apologizes, and then she's like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I was young at the time. I've been doing this for a long time. Bound to make some poor taste jokes. I'm sorry. As for the underwear, honestly, bad taste and judgment. I shouldn't have done it. And when you think about it, you're like, yeah, you really had the underwear, put it in a package, wrote his address on it, took it to the post office, sent it out. You had so many times to have stopped this terrible idea as a 30-year-old woman, not even as like a 17-year-old woman, as like a 30-year-old woman. Whatever. It was just poor. It was just poor judgment. It went over so well. Adam was ostracized from the community, and he kind of just disappeared. And honestly, from that point on, until 2023, and really, I think he's now made a name for himself. He really got followed as the Colleen Ballinger guy. We're moving, her next scandal's in 2023, so I'm going to kind of wrap into 2023. Adam really, until 2023, was known as the Colleen Ballinger guy. When I watched Adam, because I began watching him in January 2023, when I saw him, I was like, oh, he's reacting to a Shane Dawson video. Oh, the Colleen Ballinger guy is reacting to a Shane Dawson video. Oh, like that's how I saw him, because that's what he was so well known for. Now, I feel like he has made a name for himself and has branched away from Colleen Ballinger. As I've previously stated in this bar of my relationship with Colleen, from 2020, from when that rebuttal came out until 2023, I watched her videos every single day. I had the Snark Page's words in the back of my head. And occasionally Adam would say something on a live stream like, I do have more information about Colleen. I really don't care to talk about her. However, I feel like right now is not the time to talk about it. Maybe someday I will. But right now, Colleen Colleen knows all the info I have about her. And I was always interested. I really was. I was like, what's he going to say? What's he got? It was like not even a week later when he said this that I got that information. And the world got that information that he was talking about.
If you ever do a series, we'll support you. I don't think I'll ever make a video unless she provokes me. Like, if Colleen was ever, and hi Colleen. If she was ever to provoke me, then is when, the floodgates would open. But until then, I'm just gonna respond to podcasts and shit like that. However, you know what I mean? Like, if I get pushed to my limit, then I get pushed to my limit. And let me tell you, you will all love it. Like, if she sent me a cease and desist, okay, great, then I show everything. Or I talk about everything. What, she threatens to sue me and then I'll just, tell everything? Like, why do you think I've never gotten sued by her? Why do you think I've never gotten a cease and desist by her? And she knows if she would do that, I would be like, okay, hi muckers, welcome back to today's video. Let's read out the cease and desist. And also, new video coming tomorrow. You know what I mean?
When Cody Rants posted a video about the 2020 scandal and how Colleen had used her fans to target and tarnish Adam McIntyre's not only channel but life, and really try to chase him off of the internet. It solidified everything that Adam had thought was happening, and suddenly a whole world was open. Suddenly, Cody was talking about things we had never heard of, but no one watched her video until Adam saw it.
And that Colleen Ballinger was literally trying to just, ruin me. Like, this 30-something-year-old woman was trying to ruin me. And I was, 17, 16 years old. We'll watch the video and we'll talk.
We have the Adam McIntyre situation. This happened.
Then Adam made a reaction to the video, and it blew up. It blew up in the community of people who found it interesting, but it did take a month or two until it was truly hit the internet. But in this video is when we find out that Colleen had a group chat with underage with minors in it called Colleen's Weenies, like a wiener, like a penis. When she was above the age of 30 years old. With minors, sorry, I'm just gonna keep repeating that. And it was a fan group. They would all talk amongst themselves, but Colleen would occasionally interject, and she would occasionally come into the group chat. For instance, one time, Adam did a video about a question and answer video, and he said, "What are some questions that you guys in this little community would like me to answer?" And Colleen throws out, "Are you a virgin?" And "What is your favorite sex position?" Here's what I'm going to say. I'm 30. My sister's 17. Which means she has 17-year-old friends that I know. I have 17-year-olds that I know. But would I ever look them in the eyes and jokingly make a sexual comment at all towards them, around them, about them? No. Because that is wildly inappropriate. That is a line that maybe I have drawn myself in the sand, but I would not talk about myself in a sexual way. I would not talk about my husband in a sexual way. I would not talk about them and ask them if they were still virgins, because it doesn't even cross my mind. So I'm just gonna say there's it's not funny. It's not funny as I'm laughing, but it's just baffling. It's not funny. Amongst those other things, it started coming out that she was just kind of inappropriate in general. She would talk about her sex life with Eric, how it was so much better, how big his pee-pee was, how much she hated Joshua David Evans, how they needed to attack him and make his life miserable. Now, I'm not saying Joshua was ever the perfect guy and that they should have stayed together, and I'm pointing all fingers at Colleen. No, absolutely not. I wasn't in their marriage. I have absolutely no idea. What I am saying is, if this stuff is true that you're saying, you do not need to say it to minors. You do not need to say it to children. Say it to your 30-year-old friends or therapist. You don't need to trauma dump on 14-year-olds. She would take pictures with her fans, and she'd be like, bring a tampon, guys. And they would all stick tampons like in their mouth or in their nose or something. This video really outlined how Colleen, when she faces her fans, they feel like they're best friends, but behind their back, she's making fun of them. She's saying how fat they are. She can't believe they got that tattoo. Like, isn't that embarrassing? They worship me so much they got a tattoo of my name. Embarrassing. And all of this stuff was coming out about Colleen. And we were like, Colleen? I'm watching her vlogs. I'm like, Colleen? Adam just shrugged. Adam was like, you know what? This was the stuff I was talking about, and now we're going to talk about it. He came out with a handful more videos talking about it. Colleen was silent. This stuff was coming out, and she said, ooh. While this was happening, other people started coming out with their stories about Colleen, about how she would sexualize them on stage, how she would take their legs, spread them for a fart noise or a queef noise as the butt of the joke. But I'm going to tell you this, I would never ever grab even an adult's legs and spread them to the joke. If I was a comedian, I feel like all my jokes would be about me and not the detriment of others. It started to come out that, like, allegedly her brother was messaging underage fans, one in particular, and not trying to meet up, but kind of trying to meet up and allegedly kind of grooming them, my bad. Once again, her old videos were starting to get looked at a lot heavier this time. And not just the ones that were making fun of Latinas or making fun of obese people, but finally people were seeing what I had seen this entire time. Why are we making fun of incest? One of Miranda Singh's biggest gimmick is that her uncle is wildly inappropriate with her and has her do these things that are sexual in nature, but Miranda doesn't understand they're sexual and thinks that they're fun. And that's the joke.
When I'm sleeping, Santa Claus comes in my room in the middle of the night. After he's done putting Christmas presents, he comes in my room and he cuddles me.
Yeah, I have pink eye. I am really unhappy about it. It really hurts, and I'm pretty sure I got it from my uncle. This will attract them in. It's kind of like the bird species, where you want to have bright colors to attract them. So I'm trying to attract them in for school. I love being homeschooled. It's really fun. So every time I do my makeup like this, my uncle says I look beautiful.
I love having movie nights. I have fun with my uncle and mom pretty much every night and fun, and either we make movies or watch movies. You should use it tonight. I know I sure am. I'm probably going to use it with my uncle. I have to be really quiet because my uncle is sleeping right next to me.
And also my other favorite toy is Tickle Me Elmo, because it reminds me of my uncle. We always play those games together.
My first kiss was really, really wonderful. It was with my uncle. I'm in Germany. And I just want to eat some apple strudels. And my uncle keeps making me eat wieners. He said it's all they have. It's most nutritious.
Very heavily suggested stuff. She's talking about porn. She's talking about queefing. She's talking about all this stuff. And her audience is 5 to like 17.
Porn. It's all about the porn here. Actually, I have 2 volunteers. Does anyone?
Let me repeat that. She was repeating the word porn to her 5 to 17-year-old audience. I never understood this. The butt of the joke is that she thinks things that aren't socially weird, is weird. So like showing your shoulders, she says, oh, that's inappropriate, that's porn. An 8-year-old doesn't get that joke. I don't know why. I mean, I've always had an issue with this. An 8-year-old doesn't understand the butt of your joke. Do you know how they have to find out the butt of your joke? They have to ask their mom, or they have to look it up online. And if they're watching your shows online, if they're watching Miranda Sings on YouTube while you're talking about porn, what do you think they're going to do? P-O-R-N. They're going to look it up. So now you are exposing children ages 5 to 17 to pornography. I've just never, ever, ever, ever been okay with that. And I get what you're trying to do. I get it's a joke. I get it's hee hee ha ha for you. But your audience isn't 30. Your audience is a minor. Your audience is a child. My camera's gonna die. BRB. Charged my camera. Got some lunch. Spaghetti if you're interested. Ate some ice cream. Cookie dough if you're interested. And let's get back to what we were talking about. So people were starting to look at some of the things that Colleen Ballinger used to do, especially on stage. And they were looking at, why is this 8 to 10-year-old sticking his hands down Colleen Ballinger's pants to grab some Cheetos, to grab some little cheese puffs? Wildly inappropriate. They were looking at, why are they kissing her on the cheek? Why is she asking for kisses? It was all of this stuff was starting to come out. But what was baffling, Colleen was silent. She was silent. Nothing. Until the video that broke the internet. Until her response apology video finally comes out. The first time she is going to address all of these horrific things that people are coming out. All of these things that she could have been like, look, I did some stuff that was bad. And stuff is getting blown out of proportion. Also, this stuff isn't true. And also, I have changed my ways since then. She could have said all of this stuff. But instead, she said,
You guys having fun? All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station.
But in this video, she states that no, she is not a groomer, as people are claiming her to be. She was just a loser who couldn't understand she shouldn't talk to fans. I'm not a predator, even though everyone thinks I am. And then a fart joke. And she doesn't address anything else.
When I make mistakes, it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me.
So, yeah, the internet blew up. I'm talking 19 million views, and still is her #1 video on her vlog channel. It just garnished parodies from all over the internet, as well as being addressed by the likes of PewDiePie, parodied Meat Canyon, as well as talked about by Moist Critical. So some higher up people addressed this as well. And her response is what just poof. She blew it up. Like, people were watching before this, but she just poof, and then it was everywhere. And at this time, Adam had been kind of sprinkling a little bit that, hey, Trisha, don't side with Colleen. There's stuff that has happened. You don't want to side with her. She's not your friend. And Trisha was silent. I wouldn't say she sided with her, but she was silent about her. So I guess that is by siding by omission. Because they had a podcast together. I'm pretty sure my camera is slanted. Trisha Paytas is who I'm talking about, and Colleen Ballinger, I would say, are beyond work friends. Trisha made it sound like they would hang out occasionally outside of vlogs, but they were on each other's channel enough that I knew Trisha is very controversial. Now she's kind of calmed down, but she was very, 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 very controversial. It was enough for me to be like, why is Colleen friends with her? Colleen is an angel. Wouldn't her reputation get tarnished by being around Trisha? And I was like, I guess, you stand for your friend. She knows who Trisha is for real. That's kind of how I thought about it. Little did we know that Colleen Ballinger would hold watch parties for Trisha Paytas's OnlyFans with Colleen's friends, with the sole purpose of making fun of her. She would send Trisha's nudes to her friends as meme content and literally just make fun of her behind her back. When she was doing this, Colleen had been viewed as an angel. So it was another truly large hit, all on her own accord. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it was like, what? She did what? Why? Trisha came out, addressed it, pretty much just denouncing Colleen and that she really didn't want to believe it until the evidence came out. And then the evidence did come out.
It never feels good to have someone just make fun of your naked body. It's just a really vulnerable thing. And it is a little embarrassing, if I'm being honest, but I'm more embarrassed for her that this is the kind of person she is. I'm so embarrassed. Sending these to fans unsolicited, the context of which she was sending these, I don't get the purpose.
It was just hit after hit after hit. I'm not alleged accurate hits to Colleen. And Swoop then came out with this documentary up until about August time frame. Deep dives into Colleen, deep dives into her history, deep dives into her husband and what her husband was saying and how their relationship had been, how she allegedly sent just packs and hordes of her own fans to attack Josh and absolutely destroy his career and reputation. So weaponizing her fan group, weaponizing her fans, which was more proof of what had been shown before. And then, of course, lastly, I always say take stuff with I'm saying take everything with a grain of salt, because we had people come out that were kind of twisting the truth a little or kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. And Swoop did an entire documentary. Why do I want to say documentary? Documentary about one of them, which came out of left field. He also had been a head runner, having all this stuff come out about Colleen and Joshua David Evans. And then boom, out of left field, Swoop just dropped all this stuff about this guy and how he was actually kind of twisting the truth and he wasn't telling everything and he was making it seem worse than it actually was. So I will say that everybody will do anything for their 10 minutes of fame. So I'm not here to put more fuel on the fire because these are people's real lives that I'm dealing with. So I'm talking about talking about. So I'm not here to add more fuel to the fire. What we're here for is for part 3, which is coming up soon, of why James can have a career, but Colleen cannot. Which leads us into November 2023, the video that I believe is the reason Colleen does not have a career today. In this video, she had been silent for 5 months. Swoop videos had came out. Trisha Paytas had came out. Everything was sitting up here and everything was out in the open about what Colleen was like, not only behind the scenes, to her fans, to her group chats that she still had until that very moment. Everything was coming out about her kind of family, some of the family dynamics. What her response was a 13-minute apology. Wait, sorry. Was a 3-minute apology and a 10-minute vlog in one video. This video was called Fall Vlog. In it, she apologizes
Over the last 15 years of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy. And there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions. And because of that behavior, people got hurt. And I am so sorry. I never wanted to hurt anybody, but it's clear that I did, and I feel so terrible about that. I also feel like there's probably people who are disappointed or feel abandoned by me because of my silence over the last few months. And I'm so sorry about that as well. I needed to take time to make sure I was listening and learning as much as possible. And I also needed to get the help that I needed.
She doesn't name names. She doesn't point fingers. She just does the, this is very immature of me, different time. I'm very ashamed of the things that I've done, the things that I've said. Does not say, Adam, I am sorry. Does not say, Becky, I am sorry for spreading your legs on stage. She does not point fingers, but she does a blanket apology for 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to be exact. I rounded up. And the rest of the 10 minutes, she takes us around her house. She has us look at the chickens, tells us about her rock collection, and she absolutely ruins the rest of her career. Because what do you mean after 5 months silence, you give me 3 minutes of an apology and then a 10-minute vlog? I don't think she realized what she was doing at the time, but what she was doing was solidifying. She did not care about anything that was happening. She only cared about her career. So after this, she released vlogs, a bunch of vlogs, maybe not every day, maybe once every week, twice, 3 times a week. And sure, they were high up there for a while, and she probably thought she had her career back. But then the curiosity was gone, and people left, and the only people that remained were about 30,000 people. This woman used to get 300K per daily vlog, and the only people that were left was about 30,000. That's sad. I can say that's sad because this video won't hit 30,000 views. This video, if I'm lucky, 10. Okay? So I can look at it and say you have a cumulative of 20 million subscribers and you're getting 30,000 views on your video. What happened? And why is James Charles still getting 1 million on his? Let's talk about it. Part 3. Why does James Charles still have a career and Colleen Ballinger doesn't? Welcome to the meat and potatoes of this actual video. Like, I'm pretty sure this is why you came, was for this part. So thank you if you stayed that entire time to listen to things and gossip with me about stuff that we already knew. With similar subscriber counts, I believe these two are comparable. Colleen Ballinger currently only posts on her vlog channel, which has about 2 million followers. That should be of note. James Charles saved his career with his No More Lies video because I'm just gonna get to the core of it. It instilled in our brain that at one point in time, people had lied about him. That at this point in time, people had lied and instilled people will continue to lie about him for the rest of his career. Because that video had done so well, and I didn't mention it, but it did turn out that it had been like a targeted assassination of his character by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, and manipulated / got Tati on this type of idea that this was the only way to stop James from hurting others / destroy his career and give him a wake-up call. So because that Dramageddon 2 was supposed to be a wake-up hit piece on James, he will always have this type of, well, it's happened before where people have lied, feel around him. He is also, it is understandable how people could lie about their age to try to get clout, to try to attach their name to his. Like, it's understandable. Like, I get it. But does that take off the fact that James should also be aware that people could do that? No. Like, if I was James, a 26-year-old man, why would I not want to be dating 24-year-old men? It's not clocking to you. I'm standing on business. Like, I think you can tell which murky water side I'm on. I'm on the beach. My back's to the beach. Like, my back's to the water. Occasionally I'll look over to see, like, oh, he released a song? Interesting. Oh, there's some drama about him. I'll listen. Interesting. But I'm not a fan. I'm nothing to what I used to be, James. And I don't think I ever will be. James continues to have also the support of other YouTubers. Because his name has been tarnished in the past, and because of TikTok, where he throws a lot of his force into, there's an entire new audience that really doesn't know what happened with him. They know something. They know he was accused, but it turned out not to be true, and no one's really in prison, but he's funny. And that's what's sad, James, is you are funny. You are funny. He's funny. But, like, you're gross. There are people who silently still support him behind the scenes. That, James, if they don't support you in front of the camera, then they want you for the wrong reasons. I'm going to say that, and you should know that too. But I believe he still has his career because he's posting on TikTok to these people who don't really know what is happening. Then he posts on YouTube, and his content's good enough. He's got the beastified type thumbnails, but his targeting audience is not to 30-year-old makeup girlies. His targeted audience is still 15-year-old makeup kids. It's still children, and 15-year-olds don't really know what happened and don't really care what happened either. I, from the bottom of my heart, truly believe that it was that video that he can lean on as being a crutch. Whereas Colleen, what the actual frick? A fall vlog? Do you realize you just destroyed your entire career? You should have posted that apology. Honestly, you should have named names in it. Even if you don't believe it, you're fighting for your career. Like, do you understand me? You're fighting for your career. Name names and apologize and be gone for another month. She did not think that she was stoppable. She didn't think that this would ruin her career. She really thought people aren't going to believe it. It's going to be like the 2020. People are going to be back on my side. Girl, you're not Trisha. You're not James. Trisha Paytas has been through, as you would say, the cockroach of the internet. She's gone through waves of people absolutely hating her, not watching her stuff, absolutely every video being a hate piece on her, to now being on Saturday Night Live, to now having a very successful podcast without you. Seemingly to the audience, whether it's true or not, I'm not her and I'm not her personal friend, so I don't know, has visually changed her actions. Because it wasn't too long ago, 2 years ago, literally until July 2023, you did this, Colleen. You brought her to the forefront of positivity, where people still hated her. And you're not a cockroach, Colleen. You're not. You're not one of these people who continues to get into scandals, but somehow they persevere and succeed eventually. You're not a cockroach. And you didn't want to be a cockroach. You always wanted to be the angelic girl, and I think that was to your detriment because you thought you were so high up here in your mind that you thought nothing could strike you down. And when it did, now you're dead. You're on the ground. There's nothing you can do about it. It sounds really harsh, but that's what I truly, truly believe, is that the propaganda she pushed out on that February propaganda she pushed out on that November vlog changed the mindsets of people like me, your 30-year-old best friends, who had been watching you for 10 years, who watched your daily vlogs for 3 years. Heck, in my very first video on YouTube, I said, I love YouTube so much and I want to start a YouTube channel because of people who post vlogs and I love when they post about their family. I was talking about you, Colleen. In my first video, I was talking about you. What I'm saying is by posting this fall vlog, it just proved everything was right. You didn't disprove anything. You confirmed it. And because of that, you lost the normal people and only the loyal people you already had, your weenies, only they stayed. And the weenies do not outnumber the loyal oldies, the old people. So, she can't go on tour. She can't really go anywhere. She's kind of landlocked. Honestly, she's house locked. It's sad. I mean, I guess you get your you get what you deserve, I guess, but it is sad. And there's some rumors right now about her and her current husband maybe getting a divorce, and I hope they're false. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, hope that she finds some type of peace and she can be with her husband and they love each other and it's all great and her children have just a fantastic life, because there's kids brought into this now. That's truly why I think James Charles is not canceled, because of his great propaganda video and the continuated feel of like, oh, it was wrong 1 time, 2 times, it was wrong 3 times. So this time when something comes out, it's probably wrong again. Or, oh, and now it's just turned into, oh, that's just James. That's all it is now. It's, oh, that's just James. And why Colleen Ballinger's career is down the trash. Better than mine, though. Her career is better than mine. I'm sure I missed a lot of other reasons this could be. Especially since she doesn't really use TikTok and he uses TikTok, and the aiming towards the younger audience and everything. But neither of their careers are up here anymore. James, Colleen. And I don't think they will ever be up here anymore. I don't think Kylie Jenner will ever be back on James Charles' channel. I don't. And I don't think Miranda Sings will ever be on live television ever again. I don't. And maybe in a handful of years, she'll go on tour again. But after everything that came out, I just can't see that happening, because you never cleared it up. It's still out there. It's still little dust in the air. You never pushed it away. So please comment below what you think the reasons could be. I really enjoyed making this video. You know, I could talk forever about each person and talk about their scandals. It truly is one of my guilty pleasures. I'm sorry. Not just them. It's any scandal or anything. It's all locked up in here. But please check out the rest of my videos. If you want, subscribe. Because I posted one video about me being pregnant and everybody lost their gosh darn minds and unsubscribed. So I literally, side tangent, I'm wrapping it up. I felt like James Charles when I posted my pregnancy video, because I don't have a lot of subs, but I had 4,034. And tell me why I lost 35 subscribers when I posted about me being pregnant. Tell me why I was watching the countdown every day, like James Charles watching his subscribers go from 15 million to 10 million. That's how I felt. I understood you. I empathize with you. I'm still watching it every day. I post a video. I was like, oh, it should go up. Down, down, down to the bottom of the sea. That's all I see every time I click on it. I'm like, lost another one. See you later, alligator. So please subscribe. I'm going to keep posting whether you do or don't. So it really doesn't matter. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Go check out some of my other videos. Some are sit down like this. Some of them are more vlog content. But heaven forbid, don't check out my pregnancy one. It's scary. All right. Goodbye.